Today I'm going to be talking all about the Lorac Pro 2. So I'm talking swatches, possible dupes, comparison to the original Lorac Pro, so keep watching. So I recently acquired the Lorac Pro 2 from Ulta.com and it was $42. It's going to be in stores on the 29th, so you can get it online for now, and then on the 29th you can start getting it in stores. So when you receive it in the mail or when you purchase it, this is what you get. It comes in a package like this with a mini behind the scenes primer, which goes right there. And on the side you have the QR code, which you can scan for tutorials just like in the first one. This is what the palette looks like. So you can see it's gray. It's a little bit better with fingerprints as opposed to the original one, but you can see I've already gotten it pretty dirty. So you have a mirror on the inside, and then you have your 16 shades. You have 8 matte and 8 shimmer, just like in the first palette. And the main difference between this and the original is that these are going to be cool toned. So if you are neutral or if you are cool toned or you just want to have this palette, this would be a great purchase for you. You have the mattes up here, you have the shimmers down here. I like that the names are printed on here just like they are on other Lorac palettes, and the colors don't have some crazy name. They're pretty much exactly what they are, so I don't have to go through and describe each one of them to you because you can tell. Starting with the matte, we have buff, light brown, cool gray, nectar, plum, navy, charcoal, and black. And for the shimmers, we have snow, beige, rosé, mocha, chrome, silver, jade, and cocoa. As far as the consistency of these, you have that same quality with the buttery shadows, and for the most part these are very, very pigmented. You get some really interesting shades here. You have a plum, you have this navy color, you have this beautiful jade down here, so those could be some colors that aren't usually in palettes when I think of neutral palettes anyway. I really like the pigmentation of these and the quality of the shadows. You don't get anything that's too chalky or hard to work with except for this navy. All the mattes, even once you wipe them off, they almost kind of like stain your fingers a bit, but the navy, it just did not work on me. I didn't like it. I found it really hard to work with. And I've worn navy shadows before, but this one I just wasn't that into. But the rest of them I liked. You can use these wet or dry, and some of these, like this shade, which reminds me a little bit of Urban Decay's Sin, I like to apply that one with a finger as opposed to a brush. It just seemed to go on a little bit better. So let's compare this to the original Lorac Pro. So you can see they're the same size. This is the 2, this is the 1. And then they look exactly the same on the inside as far as layout, which is good. You know, it's pretty consistent, same cardboard packaging. So this is 2, this is 1. This is just a cooler toned version for the most part of many of these shades. Now, minus black, which black is the same in both, I didn't find any dupes. I would find ones that look similar, obviously, but once swatched and applied to the skin, they didn't look the same at all. It's just a cool tone version. I compared them to the Lorac Unzipped palette. So some of the shades, so you can see there might be some similarities, but again, once you swatch them, there's no doubt that they are not similar. So I decided to do a quick look through my palettes, which if you've seen my makeup storage collection, you can check that out. It was a few videos ago. You can see the palettes that I have to see if there were any dupes for this. And I did find a few that were similar. If you want me to go through all of my palettes and see if I could find exact matches for all of these, let me know, and if I have enough interest in that, I'll be happy to do it. The first color that I would find to be a dupe would be this buff, which is right here, compared to in the nude. And I'm comparing that to the Matte Sing from the Balm's Meet Matte Nude palette. So those don't look that similar on camera, but when swatched, I don't know if they're going to show up, that's what it looks like. From the Balm, the Nude Tude palette, I found that Snow was the exact same as Sassy. From the Naked Basics, I found that Foxy is very similar to Wolf. And from the Kat Von D Ladybird palette, this is just a beautiful, gorgeous matte palette if you don't own it. I found that the plum shade in Fur Elise is a dupe for Plum. So overall, I'm glad I purchased this palette. It has a lot of different shades that I don't regularly use or regularly own. I think if you're cool toned or neutral toned, you definitely want to check this out. There's some beautiful shades in there, especially if you have brown eyes, talking about that plum or the beautiful jade here, that would look so beautiful on your eyes. Also, if you just are a fan of the Lorac shadows, this would be a great one to add to your collection, kind of like how people do with the naked shadows, myself included. Or if you just want something different to add to your collection. So I was impressed with the shadows, minus Navy. I didn't really like that one, but the rest of them I was really happy with, and I would recommend this palette if it is something that you would enjoy. So that's my review. Let me know if you've picked this up. What do you think? Did you like it? In the comments below. And have a great day. Be safe, behave, and be well. Lavelle. Bye.